police are still searching for a suspect or suspects in the murders of 4 college students. All right, for that, let's bring in Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter. She joins us live now from the latest from Moscow, Idaho. Chanley, great to see you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Give us an update. What's been going on today?
Hey, great to be with you, Michael. I'm here at the crime scene, but I'm on the backside of this home to give you a better angle from what we can see from here. Now, of course, there's snow since the last time I talked to you from this side of the house, Michael, but you still clearly see the crime scene tape bordering this property and the second story and the third story windows here. This is the parking lot of the apartment building next to the home. Now, this home, police may or may not be releasing in the near future is what we're hearing. We're trying to learn some confirmation about just that, so we are on standby here, but they are releasing some clarifications, Michael, that I want to share with you because recent interviews with the Latah County prosecutor Bill Thompson led the authorities to clarify some of the statements that may have been misinterpreted by other networks as far as whether or not this was a targeted attack, a targeted mass murder. And so here's the latest from the Moscow Police Department. It says our clarification last night directly addressed comments made by Latah County prosecutor Bill Thompson, who said the suspect or suspects specifically looked at this residence and that one or more of the occupants were undoubtedly targeted. We remain consistent in our belief that this was indeed a targeted attack, but have not concluded if the target was the residents or its occupants. So while there's no new information, the message still consistent. It is interesting, an elaboration, if you will, Michael. Is it this residence where I'm standing, or was it the people inside? Let's listen to the spokesperson, Aaron Snell, talk about this being a targeted killing.
Based on what we know initially and also what we've been able to investigate inside the house, the evidence that we've been able to gather, but we still believe that that's a targeted attack. The chief initially had said that there was no appearance of forced entry in the location. The 2 of the roommates, were not murdered as well, and as well the crime scene itself leads us to believe that. I know it's difficult to just throw things out there without kind of that proof and backing for the public, but what I can say is that we feel very comfortable and confident that this was a targeted attack.
And we've been trying to dig repeatedly into follow-up questions to answers like that, Michael, with both the prosecutor and with the spokesperson of the police department. What exactly inside this home indicates to them this was targeted? They will not elaborate on that, but they say this is week 3, have no suspects, no persons of interest. They don't know even why this happened, Michael, but they do say they are making progress behind the scenes. They're receiving some of those results back from the crime lab here, trying to piece this together, asking the public to be patient and to trust them ultimately.
Yeah, it is a big question. It would seem like this issue of targeted or not targeted is so important to this investigation. Something gave them the idea at some point that this was targeted, but we still don't know what it is. Interesting stuff. All right, Chanley, we understand that there was a vigil last night. How did that go?
Yeah, it was a moving, emotional ceremony with hundreds, if not thousands of people in attendance in a Kibbe Dome, which is steps from where we are on the University of Idaho campus. Students, frat brothers, sorority sisters of the victims, and just community members gathered to honor their lives. It was a tearful time as family members of the victims spoke, including Ethan Chapin's mother. Kayla Gonsalves' father spoke, especially about his daughter's relationship with Maddie Mogan, one of the other victims in this case. Let's watch that moment.
These girls were absolutely beautiful. They've been friends since 6th grade. We both put them in a charter academy. They felt like they were being punished. 6th grade, they just found each other, and every day they did homework together. They came to our house together. They shared everything. They convinced us, they made a proposal to go to high school, to a regular high school. So then they went to high schools together. Then they started looking at colleges. They came here together. They eventually get into the same apartment together. And in the end, they died together in the same room, in the same bed. And it's a shame, and it hurts.
Tears were flowing. What an emotional moment. And a new tidbit we're learning in that speech, Michael, that Kaylee Gonzalez and Maddie Mogen died together in the same room, in the same bed. And I want to have my photographer, Peter, pan over to the third floor of this home. This angle gives us a better view of one of those third floor bedrooms where you can see the pink cowboy boots. There's also a pink letter M, which indicates that would have been Maddie Mogen's bedroom. On the other side of that third floor would have been Kaylee Gonzalez's bedroom that had back glass sliding doors that lead to this back patio porch area you can see on the third floor behind me. So likely, Michael, how eerie it is that maybe one of those rooms on that third floor, Kaylee and Maddie were found that morning, November 13th, by the authorities. And I was able to catch up with Maddie's father, Ben Mogen, yesterday before he spoke at the vigil. In fact, it was his first interview after the death of his daughter. And we met him at the Mad Greek, where Maddie worked along with another victim, Xana Kernodle. They were servers at the Mad Greek restaurant in downtown Moscow. He was there eating with family, and he told us this about his daughter.
It's hard to find any words for any of this. It's just no one should have to go through this.
As far as the investigation, no one's been arrested, and they say they don't have suspects. Does that...
Yeah, they call me every day and tell us, they're working on how many people are working on it, and that they have these leads and that they're sending stuff in every day. So I just have to trust that they're doing as good a job as they can. And yeah, they seem like they're working hard, and that's all I can hope for, you know.
Do you have any idea why this could ever happen to your precious baby?
Just nothing at all would ever make any sense of this.
What a heartbreaking moment, and he had tears in his eyes as he recounted. I mean, his face just lit up when he talked about his only daughter, Maddie Mogen. He said his wife, Maddie's mother, too bereaved to travel, to be here for the vigil, and he said that she was the thing that he's most proud of in his entire life.
Gosh, Chandler, it's just heartbreaking. Our heart breaks for those parents. I mean, listening to that story, it's just, wow. All right, so we know we've been doing this for a while. Not a lot of information. We don't have any suspects. What can we expect next, Chandler?
You know, this investigation continues, and according to the spokesperson with the PD, there's a lot happening behind the scenes. It's still a very hot investigation. He says, please don't let any of the lack of updates or communications indicate that this is slowing down in any way, is what he told Court TV. And again, this is a community, as I've been telling you, Michael, with a mass murderer still on the loose and very much still on edge. This police department seeing an increase in the number of police calls for various reasons, and especially on the campus, where it's just steps from where I am, the University of Idaho campus. There, the students returning to school this week, those I've talked to said they feel relatively safe, and it's because of the show of force, this increased security presence by the Idaho State Police and other agencies on campus. And we were able to exclusively ride along with one of those Idaho State Police officers yesterday as he did just that. Let's watch.
We're all here because of the incident and what happened with those 4 students from the University of Idaho. I heard about it, and then after a couple days, I received a phone call and was called out and sent up here to Moscow to help. And in law enforcement, we're a big team. It doesn't matter if you work for the Idaho State Police, Moscow Police Department, Latah County Sheriff's Office, Boise Police Department. We're all here to protect and serve and make people feel safe. When I got the call to come up here, I was happy that I was called, because this is what I signed up for. And yeah, although this is different than what I'm usually doing, we feel like we've been really well received by the faculty, by the students, and so that's, that makes us feel good. And every student I've talked to, they're like, you all are everywhere, and that's what we want, you know, being that I'm born and raised in Idaho, you know, this has impacted me as well, you know. So it's a difficult thing, but I would do it 100 times over.
See me hauling for you guys and something. I'm serious.
Yeah, thank you.
Good to see ya. Yeah, good.
Always run into you guys.
Yeah, cool. Okay, guys.
Have a good workout. The main mission and goal for the officers and troopers in uniform is we're here to make these students, to make the community feel safe. That's our primary goal. The campus, the university, the community, I mean, really the whole state, they're all hurting. They're all hurting for many reasons, and obviously because of what happened. I spent yesterday afternoon, I went by one of the fraternities on campus, and I sat with some of the students, and I just answered questions. You know, a lot of people have a lot of questions, and they're uneasy and uncomfortable being here, and so I just tried to ease their mind. We are excited to give these families what they deserve.
And Michael, there are at least 24 Idaho State Police troopers on campus, will be consistently not only on campus but around the town of Moscow until Christmas break. They're committed, they said. They're going to stay here, making this community feel safe until students go home for the Christmas holiday.
Wow, incredible stuff there, Chandler. Truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for that report.